Welcome to We Love Deck Builders, the podcast dedicated to empowering deck industry pros to construct a thriving business. Join your host, April Edwards, founder of Deck Builder Marketers, as she brings you a cheat sheet of industry secrets and strategies that promise to boost your deck building business. Whether you're a battle-tested pro or just starting your entrepreneurial journey, this podcast is your arsenal for expert insights and actionable advice. So tune in and let's carve a path to business growth, one insight at a time.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the DeckExpo podcast series powered by Deck Builder Marketers. We are the only full-service marketing agency built exclusively for deck builders, and we help builders attract more high-quality leads, close bigger projects, and create predictable growth all year long, which is what we want. Today, I'm joined by Jon Witt from CUTEK, one of the leading names in wood protection. Jon has over 25 years of experience in the decking and outdoor living industry and is a true expert when it comes to sustainability and long-term deck performance. He's here to share some valuable insights and give us a preview of what he's bringing to DeckExpo this year. Jon, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, April. So glad to be here, and very thankful that you asked to join on this. This is a marvelous opportunity, and anything we can help in this is we're excited for it.
Yeah, and we'll get to see each other soon. So we're building hype here, and we're trying to let people know if they're not going that they should have FOMO. And so we really want to hear your perspective and what's going on with you at the show. But before we get started, at the event, but before we get started, we need to know who you are for people that don't know who you are. So tell us a little bit about you and about CUTEK.
All right. Well, my name's Jon. I have been in the outdoor living industry, like April said, for about 25 years. I am a former builder, had my own company, was as an agri builder for quite a long time. I've won a couple of awards. My real passion for working has always been with exterior wood products. And while that's led off in a couple directions, from opening up a maintenance division of my company for ongoing care, to eventually opening up material pre-finishing, to where I've come on board with CUTEK Wood Solutions, because that was my primary product that I used, and it's something that has just wowed the pants off me for well over a decade now, for experience in using with it, and just something, it's so good. I got to let everybody else that I work with, that I care for, know about these things, because it's an opportunity to open new avenues up that are somewhat neglected that I've seen in the last number of years.
Yeah, that's good. I love your passion. It's a lot easier to get people on board when you believe it, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Very cool. Well, you're hosting a session at DeckExpo called Wood Deck Protection: How Wood Coatings Enhance Deck Longevity. What's the key takeaway you want attendees to leave with? Or give us how about you give us a little preview first? Like, tell us what that means.
Well, yeah, primarily in the decking industry, wood is still the dominant material that is used. As much as been part of NADRA and been opened my eyes up to a lot of the different materials that are available, that all of these builders, I'm going to call them artists, because honestly, a lot of these builders here, they're artists, every single one of them. And every homeowner that we have, their backyard is the canvas, and to have versatile palette of materials to be able to use to create these one-offs and beautiful high-end backyards. It's really cool. So when I'm down in at Expo, I feel like I'm with my peeps, and it's understanding basically that we have a main concept of what most of the industry feels is a wood component in the backyard. So, the majority is going to be within treated lumber. There are far many other options to be used on these canvases. We've got tropicals, thermally modified, Western red cedars, redwoods, like you name it. This This is the original building material. This is what all of these other new products have aspired to become the most like, but without pain points that sort of come along with wood. There's a little more maintenance. It's not entirely hard maintenance, but there is some ongoing care. So I guess probably one of the biggest things that I would like to see brought across to everybody is there's no one and done solution. Even no matter what the material is, you can't just build it and walk away. There is some ongoing care to be able to value these backyard masterpieces and look after them. Like nobody buys a Ferrari and parks it and never does anything to it. There's upkeep, maintenance. They got to change batteries, watch your fluids, all the. And if you're going to drive it and use it, you got to keep it clean. And one of the most toughest environments to do that is your backyard. It's like any other room in your house. Pick your kitchen, except no walls and no roof. And there's over 300 billion metric tons of dust that's distributed over the outside environment every year. And this is just one of the best ways I can sort of share of how to keep that little section as clean and as tidy as possible and last as long as possible with the highest edge of performance.
So I feel like you're going to be talking about a bunch of different options, aka artist toolkit.
Yeah.
Is that a good way to put it?
Well, it's understanding what's available, what's on the market. There's one thing is people just think stain and it comes with a blanket option of maintenance. And like, yes, that's true. But there's so many different types of finishes. Like we could go right from a high-end a teak boat top, for example. You see these high levels of gloss and polyurethane where stuff is encapsulated, where you have penetrating oils, which my personal favorite. And instead of just acting like a jacket, this actually goes inside and helps that material become the point of protection versus relying on a coat on the outside. So there's just a lot of understanding the canvas as best as possible and what you're working with, and knowing what are the best tools to help your clients at the end, because it's a service-based industry, and we want to be able to perform these services over and over again and create lifelong relationships with these clients.
Love it. Every business is relationship business, right?
Absolutely.
So we have Ferris Galloway. He said that he or she, they, DMG Hardwoods in Maine has phenomenal stock for exotic durability, class 1 hardwoods for decking. Very cool. Do you have any thoughts on hardwood?
Well, they're amazingly, all of them. They're beautiful, beautiful species that are out there. Hardwood, our predominant one that we're going to see is mostly Ipe. It's a Brazilian hardwood, rosewood. It's harvested quite a lot. It's been used in, and my best example would be the Atlantic City Boardwalk before the hurricane blew it away. Like that's a product that stayed in service with minimal amount of ongoing service to it, and that was there for 75 years before the hurricane took it. So much so that they reclaimed that wood after the damage, and it's actually been put up for sale and salvaged to be used in other projects. Some people have brought it for nostalgia purposes and used it after remanning it into usable pieces. Like wood in general, it's pretty rare to have any other material that you can actually pull and continually use it, basically from the size of a 2x6 down, and it's still usable all the way down to the size of a toothpick, to that sort of point. So it's a very versatile building material, not to mention renewable. Now, that's keyed on us to be responsible in how it's harvested and forested, but there's not too many other building materials that have the ability from the cradle to the grave to be useful almost all the way up through, even beyond its life.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So who, I'm sorry, who said that? So Faring Far, do you know who this is? Am I butchering your name? Their name? Farzan Galloway? Oh my gosh. Let me know if I'm butchering your name, please. We want to make sure that we're saying these right. But let us know if you have any feedback on what John just said. So I do want to just kind of talk about, because I mean, so many people talk about composite, composite, composite. And I think that this is something really important to zero in on, is the fact that you said that wood still is, you know, the most used material. For those that talk so much about composite right now, can you tell us a little bit more about why you think builders should still pay attention to wood and protecting it the right way?
This is going to be running down to a point of sustainability, and which is a lot of composites there. They're really, really good at using recycled materials. Um, Me personally, it runs to it's a life cycle of those building materials from cradle to the grave, basically. And those are things that we need to be very aware of with what's being used in the market nowadays. Um, the there To kid ourselves and think that there isn't an end life on some of these materials is it's too short-sighted. And to know that eventually all of this is going to eventually land in a landfill somewhere, and that pile is going to get bigger and bigger depending on which direction and
Mm,
how how responsible we become with them. I'm not saying it's, there are good ways to use it. Just like anything, too much of one thing is usually not a good thing. So I think there needs to be a balance, and using getting beyond some of the pain points. We get it. There's going to be work. There's going to be work with whatever you use.
mhm,
There's some levels, but that's we have building materials and systems that are natural, that have been proven and been in the industry for more than 50 years. Some structures in Europe, like there's some churches that have been around for like 1600 years, and they're all done with exterior wood cladding and how it's maintained, and understanding what those materials really do in the environment.
mhm,
Plastics, great. I love it. I'll be straight up. In my building, I used to do a combination and a mix. I put a lot of areas where um, wood materials would take an absolute beating, and that's really good alternative area to use those splashes of color, which are easy to maintain just by cleaning. But when like your field portions of your deck, and the big popular color is silver, and I'm like, well, wood does that all by itself. We don't have to do anything to it to allow it to go silver. So like, um, and all we got to do is clean it, which you should do to everything. So I'm kind of like,
yeah,
it could be a mix, and it should be a happy combination. Not saying one is better than the other. In those things, everything has its place and everything has its use. I
mhm,
flip the table around. I've seen a lot of people use wood where I'm like, I don't know if I would have done that. That's it's just understanding what you have and those materials, and that's what I could say for a takeaway right off the bat is one of the
mhm,
main reasons DeckExpo is so valuable, to bring that
mhm.
information and expose the builders to what's available.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited to listen to your talk. This has been extremely informative for me. I've One thing that is just really standing out with what you said was just the sustainability factor.
Mhm.
That's pretty powerful. I am interested to know, you said that, you know, you've seen instances where you kind of question why somebody didn't use wood. Can you maybe share one of those I can talk instances?
Um, well, I think, yeah, mostly it's going to come down in those incidences of just people not knowing, and education is everything these days. Um, I've seen some where, and not knocking on any companies or anything like that, but there's somebody used a lot of plastic materials, and it's not necessarily decking scenarios, but they could use even in cladding or soffits, and um, you're going to range right around. It's a lot of people are driven more on price points,
Hmm.
and also they're looking for durability. And durability can be a real hard thing. Oh, let's face it, in the wood industry, um, there's been some struggles, which is probably one of the big one is like, oh my gosh, it doesn't seem to last forever. Well, nothing really does, especially when you
Hmm.
don't look after it.
Yeah, right.
um,
Everybody
so
wants a silver bullet, right?
yeah, it's exactly. So it, I'm not trying to say, this is the one way to get around and do it to put it up there, but they're understanding that just general, very simple house cleaning tips, whether your clients don't want it or not, or it's something you want to offer as your business. There's been a few where I've really questioned, and it been a lot of deck surfaces at cottages per se, and a high southern exposure. And I get the ones where I'll get a lot of people come out and they'll go, we don't use the deck anymore. It's too hot
Mm.
for plastic, and which is
Hmm.
that's a pain point in plastic. And we've got other great products that are out there that have like that cool board technology that is out there. They're good. It's just not quite there. That'd be one instance where I said, that's going to get really hot, and they just sort of go, but I don't have to do any work to it. This is, well, you know, you still have to do work to it, but you'll never be able to use it. So it's always going to look great because you'll never wear it down, which ends up they come back and they go, we should have listened. That's it's like it's. I was like, we do our best. So it's being there, trying to help and offer graceful solutions, and that they didn't end up ripping out their deck and going back to wood in that sort of case. They just said, well, enjoy it best you can, and just maybe just the fact you got to wear shoes on it. But
Yeah.
any surface with a direct sun on it for a long period of time, in my argument, when I did like try to sell plastic for quite a bit as a builder, I said, well, even the road gets hot. So like those are just things we need to commonly think of as precautionary measures.
I loved what you just said. I'm like, okay, CUTEK. I'm like, I'm such a marketer. I'm sitting here like, their tagline, it should be, what did you say? Graceful solutions.
Yeah, well, we we try to try to be as graceful as possible. You know, the main thing is we've been basically put here as caretakers in our beliefs, my belief that I have, and with that, we have a responsibility to look after what things are
Mhm.
all around us, because there isn't. We don't have a government aid, like it's not like something pay tax and don't worry, we'll shell some money out and that'll fix the environment sort of thing. That's individually, that is our responsibility to do work within our 10-foot circle, and to make
Mhm.
that 10-foot circle better before all of a sudden everything else is out there. And there's just, we got to be responsible all around for these things. So I don't ever want to be someone that would be slamming on someone for their choices they make. And every single one of us makes mistakes, and it's hard to turn around when there isn't some grace and uh, forgiveness in solutions that happen for that. So be able to come with a kind answer may not be the answer you want to hear, but on the same token, it, we try to exhibit as much grace as we possibly can.
Mhm. I feel like this is spoken like a true Canadian.
Yeah, eh? No do
um,
to boot it.
the other thing that came to mind is, man, if they can only make wood scented composite boards, you know what I'm saying? Like the smell of a wood deck is really nice too.
Oh yeah, there's when that is it is certainly a sensory enjoyment for when you're working with the wood, and depending on the different species. Western red cedar, oh, I used to love that smell. Worked with it so much. I actually came away from it, was out west, visited a cedar shake mill, which up in off the Fraser River in BC, and went in there. And I haven't been around Western red cedar in a couple of years just because I haven't been building. And I walked in there, loved it, was like, just pulling all of that in. And I
Yeah.
came out afterwards. It was a couple of, so I apparently have developed a bit of a sensitivity to the smell. And so as I'm sucking it all in, I didn't even get back to the hotel that evening, and my face was like all puffed
Oh,
out. and,
oh, good.
um, which I was just like, okay, so I guess I'm not supposed to work with this anymore because
Uh,
it's not fun. But there's that. You get into the thermally modified woods. That's a whole other experience in itself. It smells awesome. Like
mm,
I feel like my hands come back and it smells like I've been smoking a brisket all afternoon or something. Like
ooh,
it's just that real great smell of just roasted wood. And
yeah.
yeah, you get into, yeah, a lot of them, they smell great. There's a couple that don't smell so great too, though. So
Okay. Well, I've got another marketing idea for the company. You guys should do wood smelling, different wood smelling candles branded with CUTEK, or for the men, obviously, it would be the air fresheners.
yeah, air fresheners. There you go.
There you go. Marketing strategies free of charge.
Yeah, we'll run that one up the pole.
Yeah. So, what do you think most people get wrong when it comes to maintaining a wood deck?
Well, depending on what you're using, I think a lot of it is we get them out there like it's built and you just leave it and you just think that, you know, this is going to be good for 3 years. I don't have to do anything to it. And I think it's just more along the lines of those general upkeep, um, ongoing, just cleaning. Like literally, take the corn cob or the corn husk broom, sweep off that surface,
Mhm,
um, and keep that general tidy. The other misconception, and is going back and understanding what you're really getting in a lot of these products. Like we'll go to the treated industry. Um, they've done massive amount of great work in the industry. It's changed. You know, we can go right back to the wood treated industry is basically one of the things that sort of sparked North American Deck and Rail Association into being. It's the interaction of all of these different materials and how they work together, and somebody changed it, nobody was talking about it, and it was a chemical change, and then they had to change the fasteners to so everything worked in a symbiotic relationship. The It's understanding basically what's there. It says, well, I got treated decking, it's good. Well, treated decking, it's really good at treating the symptoms of for pest as best as it can. It treats for pests and it treats for some fungus and fungicides and everything like that. But there's the majority of treated products don't protect against water. In fact, they use water to deliver the chemicals to, and water is moisture is one of the most damning things for wood. It helps. It goes in. It's going to swell the wood cell, expand it, contract it, and it's basically like your favorite sweater. The more and more you wear it, it pulls those fibers apart, but they never really
mhm,
go back together. And the
mhm,
same is true with wood. And depending on the climate you're at, you're either here where I live, you're creating voids and openings for more moisture to get in, and then throw
mhm,
in seasonal constraints and uh, freezing,
mhm,
freeze thaw patterns. Well, when water freezes, it expands. So now you've got another physical force pushing those uh, cavities open wider.
mhm,
And it's it's an ongoing perpetual motion that without care or protecting against that aspect in the environment, the wood is going to continue doing what it was always intended to do. And that's once it's been harvested and cut down, it's going to start biodegrading
mhm.
because nobody is sustaining it against the ongoing effects of moisture, which is one of the main causes of degradation of wood. So um, just understanding that what the enemies are and what are the best tools to use and practices to maintain
Mhm,
against that.
mhm. Got
Yeah.
it. Well, I think you're gonna talk so much more about all of this, during the session at Deck Expo. So, by the way, if you're just joining, wood deck protection, how wood coatings enhance deck longevity. I don't know why I can't talk today, but I don't know, maybe it'll make this more interesting. So that's going to be Friday, which is what? I mean, I think we're like 2 weeks away at this point. At Deck Expo in Vegas, October 24th, 9:15 a.m. We got that right.
Friday or Thursday? I don't know. I'll be there.
Well, I hope it's Friday, 'cause that's what we're telling everyone. Humans make mistakes, so hopefully it is Friday.
We do.
But,
Every single day we do. But there's always a graceful way out.
So with that said, without giving away too much, what can people expect from your session this year? And you've spoken before, right?
No, this is probably one of my first opportunities to be able to get up in front of a crowd. So
no pressure. No pressure.
Excited, nervous too, but that's normal. But it is definitely a subject I'm very passionate about. If I've ever dragged you off in the corner in the past at any of the shows and talked your ear off over 2 hours just talking about wood, sorry, that's just me.
Awesome.
I guess the main thing that we're looking at right now is, at the end of the day, just to have a bit more education and to be better. That's our strive. Just be better, a little bit better every day. And if this is a way that I can help assist in that, then that's I'm completely fulfilled.
Yeah. Yeah. Word of advice I always give people, because there are a lot of people that are like, I don't want to spend all the money, which, by the way, if you want a free ticket, let me bring it up here. We got a little code here. You can use code invite1645 for a completely free pass to Deck Expo. So again, if you're listening, invite1645, just put that little code in when you go to the website and you could get a free pass. So all you have to pay is for your travel expenses, and who doesn't want to go to Vegas? But what I always say is it really is worth it for your business if you just get one juicy nugget from investing in an event. And there's so much intangible stuff, like good stuff from it as well. But I'm curious to know from you, what advice would you give to make the most out of Deck Expo?
Get out there and just really, there's so many different aspects within the build and things that you can use. There's new products coming up, whether it's installation tools, actual products, accessories, and get in there and deep dive into it, because I don't know where your markets are. I'm in a very low population area, and I've been attending off and on for the last 12 years at least, to the expo, and that really leveled up my information and knowledge of the available materials that were on the market. That, and like my good work partner of mine, Len Mousewitz, says, hey, your net worth is your network. And getting to know these other business owners, material reps, like all of these guys, every single one of them are salt of the earth people. And they truly want to see you succeed. They'd like to see you succeed with their products too, but a lot of them are super genuine people and are there to just see that industry grow in that portion. Like, we've got a lot of other competitors that are in there, but I know quite a number of them, and these guys are all straight up solid people that we have our friendly competitions and everything, but at the end of the day, we all want to see all the builders and everybody who's using these things succeed. And I don't know where my life would be had I never gone to that first expo. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It was kind of that first stepstone to this, up to this point. And I had no idea that whole entire world existed. And so I'm really glad I went the first time.
Yeah. And when was that? When was the first time?
In Baltimore,
Okay.
2014,
Okay.
13, somewhere around there. Yeah, it was that was quite a while ago. I think we did the Deck Award ceremony was at the American Revolutionary Art Gallery. It was a long time ago. It's dating me. I know. Mr. McClure there, he was winning then too. So Ozzy was raking up awards back then as well too. So I've known him for quite a while.
Well, he's always raking in the awards, isn't he?
I know. It's like he must have a whole 2 rooms worth of plaques.
Bobby said, sorry, late to the party. Appreciate John's comments regarding wood decks. So very cool. Let's see.
Thanks,
Keep the
Bobby.
comments coming, guys. Yeah, the first time I went to we were jamming in the beginning here. The first time I went was you were one of the first people I hung out with. And man, I was so nervous, like being a girl and new to the industry. And, that was my first time. And I was like, I always say it felt like going to a high school for the first time, but, in a brand new school after moving, like I was just so
Yeah.
nervous, but everybody was open armed and amazing. And I mean, again, like got to spend some time with you and Pops, and I can't imagine my life not being in this industry. I feel really honored to serve the people, and it's great to see so much opportunity, and to be able to be a part of that. It feels very fulfilling,
Absolutely. It's as my wife called it, expo or award week or whatever it was that she called it, my hunting week, because I don't hunt, but everybody will take time off and disappear for a week and
Yeah.
recharge. And that was always my week is, even when a couple years where I wasn't really there for any real specific business purpose, but it was catching up with
Mhm.
friends that, I think of guys that I've been hanging out with ever since that have become lifelong friends. Heath
Mhm.
Bowman at Southeast Underdeck, Pat Noonan, Pro Deck Supply, and like all these guys, Jim Miller. Like I can go on all day long. Pops. Oh my gosh, Pops, and the whole Beaudry family in themselves. Like every single one of them, forming those lifelong relationships. Like these are, they know they're like you'll never get into a section of people that understand what you're going through and you can relate with all the way. And I love like okay, just think of like Chris Breen and the Legacy Deck Academy and that group there. Like
Mhm.
I mean, talk about pouring into people so they can succeed and
Mhm.
watching them go. Wish I was a little smarter and started in with him at an earlier age, but it's never too late. Chris is probably rolling his eyes right now as he's hearing this, but
Oh, no. He's gonna be
uh,
on. I think he's one of the last in the series of these podcasts too, so he'll be talking about the academy.
what a good note to end on.
Mhm. Yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely.
So much value.
But yeah, like it's a value. It's hard to put into a finite type thing. It's just it's all I can say is it's invaluable not to like
Mhm.
don't let those opportunities pass you by. It's even if you go once, it's just to get a glimpse of it. But yeah, like there's so much there that is so pertinent to our everyday life in
I
what we all do professionally.
Yeah, I think that there is a cost of inaction, and I see this
Mhm.
all the time. I mean, especially, like, I talk to so many people about their marketing, like, there's someone I just talked to, they were at 3 million last year, and they're at 1 million this year, and, they're just continuing to go in, the reverse, but then it's like they're waiting for this perfect time to do things, and the perfect time is now.
Yeah.
Like you can't there's a cost of inaction in doing a lot of things, in your life and your business. So
It's kind of like I hear a lot of sayings. It's like, when was the best time to plant a tree? It was like 20 years ago. When's the second
yeah,
best time? Today, right?
yeah.
So
Yep.
um, it's those things. It's just you got to start. First step's the
Mhm,
hardest.
mhm. Uh, so should we call you the tree man?
Okay.
I'm gonna keep
Maybe.
at this. I like to come up with taglines for people. I'll keep at it.
We'll go with the wood guy. How's that?
Okay, yeah, there you go. You don't wanna be like no, granola, I think is the term that they use, like tree huggers, granola, something like that. I think there's a new term they use now, but Sounds like
Well, we'll go.
not the wood guy,
Well,
the whole I'm 86ing my idea with the tree guy.
well, trees are pretty important, but yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what we'll find out. You never know. This could start a whole new thing right now, and we might not even know it. So, brought to you
So
by formerly Start Wood Right.
Sarah Barr said, thankful to hear John's heart and wisdom around decking. He might have to hold a Q&A for decking in his area for homeowners. So not a bad idea at all. Thanks so much for sharing, Sarah, which, by the way, Sarah, you've got the most beautiful name in the whole world. And that's because that was my great grandmother's name and it's my daughter's name.
Oh my goodness, you guys might be actually related. You never know.
Bobby also said, if you have addressed this, I apologize. You talked about NADRA. May is Deck Safety Month. Do you have any insights into what homeowners should look out for with wood decks and safety?
Absolutely. And this is, as a NADRA member and have been an ambassador in the past for Made Safe, NADRA has amazing toolkits that are open resource online for homeowners to look at this, but also as members, if you guys like talk about having a system already set up for you guys that all they need is people, boots on the ground to do it, is that deck inspection program. It's very, very, very intense in the point of the details that they're looking at. I can tell you in that last time I went through that and did that for a client, it's like a 6-page report. There was almost more information on the deck inspection than there was on their home inspection that they got back from. And it was just little things that people just, the grand consensus is a lot of people just don't know. And that's all right. There's a lot of information and there's a lot of conduits out there to get that information. But yeah, like keeping clean, looking those things, knowing, is an elevated deck, knowing your connections, former deck maintenance, nobody sees more detail on your deck than the person that's out there washing and staining it. I mean, inch by inch. And that was one thing I noticed when I was offering those services in the spring, which coincides greatly for spring opening and deck safety that's going on there. Yeah, just pay attention to it. It's a place you're supposed to relax, and be out there and connect with people. The last thing you want to be doing is worrying like, we can't have cousin Ralph out here because, well, he's about 272 pounds, and I think that's over limit for our deck. That should never ever be a concern.
Yeah.
You should be able to park trucks on these structures all day long and hold them up, and looking for where those key connection points are. That's huge. Like physically, that's huge. But other than that, keeping it clean, just those little tiny bits more frequently, you'd be surprised how long some of these structures can stay up for just by taking care of them. Like there's Ford Model T still on the road today, and they're not there by chance, and they're certainly not there because Ford's a great manufacturer. They're there because somebody took care of them.
That's good. Yeah. Do you have kids?
I got 2 kids.
Were you able to get your kids to clean their rooms really well consistently?
No, it's a training thing. Heck, even put that out there. It was tough for me to even get in the habit to make my bed every day as an adult and a parent. So, it's a habit, and you would certainly put the effort is when you have a perceived value in your head of looking after something, and it falls down to ownership. And anything you do, own it. Like, and you see on the Matthew McConaughey things online, is don't half-ass it, right? Like seriously, it's if you think you can do better, keep going. That's okay. It's that's our goal. Can we do better than what we did yesterday? And that's all you can ever ask of anything and anybody. And hopefully keep moving upwards.
Love it. I can't get my kids to clean their rooms for the life of me, and so I don't know. I hope it works out one day.
One day.
Mhm.
I still work with that with my son and my daughter. Both of them, they're older. My youngest 16, my daughter, she's 19, and she's getting busy working now. And my son his big goal is he wants to one day come over and pull my old deck build business out of mothballs and take it over. And I'm like,
Oh,
well,
cool.
we got to start with a couple other things first before we start thinking of those
Yeah,
visions of
right.
grandeur.
Yeah, send me you can make your bed out every day, and then I'll start teaching you. Figure
Yeah,
you out a thing or two.
yeah. Well,
Love
it's
it.
getting yeah, it's growing, it's learning, and yeah, I got to learn how to teach it better too. So like I'm not there yet. I don't think I ever will be. But that's the push though, is just to try.
Yeah, well said, though. I mean, there's always room for growth. That's why. Um,
Yeah.
so Matt McDowell said CUTEK North America performs exactly, if not better than advertised. Jon Witt is a book of knowledge.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Well, I was glad you're taking some time out of your day. And Matt's down in South Carolina area there. Talk to him every once in a while on the phone. He's a super great guy, absolute Southern gentleman.
Love it. Well, any final words of wisdom?
Well, if you're contemplating going to Deck Expo, you should really go. But hey, it's we we have a gift that we've been given with wood. It's something that comes back without us really putting a lot of effort into it. It's not only like a full life cycle product. It is something we need to take a look at doing a better job of looking after sustainability or care for it here after it's harvested all the way through. I know deck builders aren't going to be out there starting a forestry career or anything like that, but finding products that have support for the Forestry Steward Councils, FSC, and looking for those materials that are there. Working with ones that are companies that work within the full life cycle of what's there and promote those things. Those are great things to look at.
Mhm.
I know we're not going to check all the boxes for everybody, but it's, just give you kind of staggering numbers of what kind of volume we're dealing with. Just treated lumber alone in North America, there's over 15 billion board feet expected to come out of treatments this year. In that's billion. Um, that's a lot of zeros, and that's a lot of material, and it's out there. And the goal is the longer we can make it last in the field, the higher quality we can hopefully get back out of our forestry sectors. And all of this can be done very responsibly.
Mhm.
That's my biggest thing of just trying to bring that awareness that this is it's a responsible material, and we want to do our best to make it last as long as possible.
Microphone drops. Love it. If anybody wants to, so just again, meet Jon at Deck Expo. He will be speaking on wood deck protection, how wood coatings enhance deck longevity on Friday, we believe, October 24th at 9:15 a.m. in Vegas. If anybody has any questions or would like to get in touch with you, what would be the best way?
Right now, like you can find me on Instagram for real quick things. It's under Startwood Right. You can find me at Jon at CUTEK WS. If you want to get in touch with me, right at CUTEK. A lot of social media platforms you can find me on. Reach out and do your
Mhm.
best. If you can't find me, ask somebody else. Somebody else will usually know where I am. But I'm bombing around on Instagram and Facebook a fair amount. So that's
Bombing
probably one of
around.
the quickest, fastest ways to get around there. But other than that, if you need, you can go to technical solutions for help on inquiry forms on the qtechwoodsolutions.com website.
Awesome possum. Jon, thanks so much for being here and sharing your thoughts. For
My
everyone
pleasure.
listening, again, I'm just going to say it again. Don't miss his session, Wood Deck Protection. It's on Friday, October 24th at 9:15. And I can't talk, I swear. While you are there, make sure to stop by and say hi to me. We'll be there, the Deck Builder Marketers booth. And we're actually doing a free marketing ROI calculator. So if your marketing isn't working for you and you're really interested to know what it takes in order to move your business forward, stop by and we're going to help you with that. And we're also offering 15% off anybody that attends DeckExpo and stops by the booth if you book a strategy session with us. So that's 15% off our setup fee. Pretty good discount. And then I will be speaking too. So join my session, Decked Out Marketing Innovation Strategies to Grow Your Business. This is a panel that I'll be on. It's on the outdoor living stage presented by Simpson Strong Tie. And we're going to dig into what's working now to grow faster, close more jobs, and dominate your market in 2025. So anyway, we'll see you at DeckExpo. Let's build something great together. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Hey, deck building community. Enjoyed the show? Hit subscribe and give us your thoughts. We love hearing from you. Ready to level up your business? Visit deckbuildermarketers.com. Check out our services and let's build your success together. Don't forget to download our free guides. They're a game changer. Thanks for tuning in to We Love Deck Builders and see you on the next episode.